What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video, and today, it is time that we do the top 3 most important congressional races happening in California this Tuesday. I know, we're talking about California. The last time we made a video about this was about the recall election, and boy did that age horribly. However, today there is a chance, or I should say Tuesday there is a chance for Republicans to make substantial gains. So not just, wishy-washy Republicans that, suck on the issues. I'm talking about real America First conservatives getting elected, which will be a huge step forward in California, because for the last 20 years, the California GOP has been the loser party. They've done nothing. They've lost everything, L after L after L. Well, this may be the year things start to finally turn around, as for once, Republicans actually have good candidates. What a shocker. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And, yeah. So, these are the 3 most important congressional races happening in California. Now, remember, this is a jungle primary system. So, the top 2 candidates move on to the runoff. You get the point. So, the third most important race tomorrow is District 49. Now, this may seem nuts. Like, this is a Biden plus 13 seat. How do you expect Republicans to win this seat? Well, there's 2 reasons why. Number 1, the national environment. If you don't know, I've said this constantly now, but if the district's within 12 points, roughly speaking, like Biden won the seat by 11 or something like that, the seat automatically should be considered to be a competitive seat to a lesser extent. But then you got seats like District 49, where Mike Levin, right, the incumbent Democrat, is a vast underperformer of Joe Biden. I mean, he underperformed Joe by like 6 points. That's not that good, considering this is a seat that Biden won by 12. So this is a seat that Republicans do have a shot of flipping. But you have to pick the correct candidate here. And you got, 3 Republicans running. Now the question is, who do you support? This is a tough one. I honestly do not know who you should support in this race. You got the former mayor of San Juan Capistrano, I think that's how you say it, in Brian Myatt. Then you got Lisa Bartlett of Orange County Supervisor. Then you got Councilor Christopher Rodriguez from Oceanside. Now, I looked at these issues pages for all 3 of these guys. Christopher Rodriguez, in my opinion, has the best overall page. However, there's some parts that seems a bit too, hawkish for my liking. As for Bartlett, or how you say her name, the issue is her issues page is too vague, like end mask or vaccine mandates and stuff like that. It doesn't go into the detail. And Brian Marriott, well, the guy supports mass immigration, so I don't know, but he is probably the most electable guy. So this is a seat that Republicans have a chance of winning. Just who do you pick here? I mean, this is like a 70% white district, so I don't know. So if you pick the Hispanic dude in Rodriguez, that's not going to change much. If you pick Bartlett, I don't know. So it's one of those seats that, in my opinion, they have a shot of winning. I just want to see what percent of the vote the Republicans get in total. If they get like 60% of the vote in total, and Levin gets 40%, the guy's down on arrival, if that's the case. But we just got to see what happens. So that's kind of the hardest one, in my opinion, for it to happen. And quite frankly, if Republicans don't win this seat, it's not the end of the world. However, the second most important seat, in my opinion, is a pretty important race, as this is California's 3rd. And essentially, it's a 2-way race between Kevin Kiley, the governor candidate of 2021, state assemblyman, and overall pretty good candidate from California, right? Then you got Scott Jones, the Sacramento sheriff. This is an interesting race. As, you know, either way, it doesn't appear the candidates are bad. However, Kevin Kiley appears to be more of the America First candidate. You look at his issues page, and well, it talks about issues that matter to voters. You know, reforming our political system, you know, improving our schools, making California affordable. And overall, it has the appeal of, you know, some kind of an America First platform, focus on the needs of the people. Now, for Scott Jones, from what I've read, from what I read about Scott Jones, he is decent on the issues, but he's not what I would consider, you know, an America First warrior. Kiley, in my opinion, would be closer to an America First candidate, while Scott Jones would be more of like a MAGA conservative type. Like, it doesn't appear he's awful, it's just, you know, I don't know. But overall, this is actually a good litmus test to see how Trump's endorsement does. I mean, this is a seat that Trump did endorse, so. And plus, I think Trump won this seat by like 8 points. And it's going to be very interesting to see how much influence Trump does have in this seat in California. Again, this is a California seat, so we do gotta see. But overall, it does appear Republicans will get a decent candidate in the newly drawn California 3rd. And I hope that Kiley does win. I mean, he's good on the issues overall, and considering it's for California, it's pretty important that this, important to watch this race. Again, not the end of the world if Scott Jones wins it, but Kiley, in my opinion, is a better candidate. It's just a matter of who do you support more. I support Kiley more. You support Scott Jones more. I understand why, but as of now, I do recommend people support Kevin Kiley. Now, those two races are kind of the, you know, oddball ones, but there is, however, one race that, in my opinion, tops them all. This is the most critical race California has seen in years. It's going to redefine the electoral map completely. This is, of course, California's 13th. This is the most important race Republicans have had in years in this state. Look, it's not a statewide race. However, this is the most important race for one reason, or technically two. One, this is a very Hispanic seat, and it's also in the Central Valley. Number two, you have a chance to break the electoral map once again. Now, District 13 is an extremely Hispanic area. I think it's like 80% Hispanic or something like that, and of course it's in the Central Valley. Now, before 2021, this seat was a safe Democrat seat. However, they made a big F-up when they redrew this map, as this seat actually voted for the recall, yet voted for Biden by 15 points. This is an extremely Hispanic working class area, and they voted heavily for the recall of Newsom. This is why the recall failed. They spent all their money and resources in San Diego and Orange County, where they should have spent everything they had in the Central Valley, because that's where you would get the most support for the recall, was the Central Valley of California. And well, Republicans have a chance to redeem themselves. This is the opportunity to get a huge block of voters. And, well, there is one candidate Republicans must elect if they want to win this race or get the general election. David Gillio. Yeah, David Gillio. Sorry, I still cannot pronounce the name correctly. David Gillio is the Omega Giga Chad of them all. This is a seat that Biden won by 13. However, based on polling we saw from Richard Barris, he's the only Republican to not only carry this seat, but carry it by a substantial margin. Now, you may be saying, oh, he must be some woke, neocon. No. This is the shocking part. He's not some, grifter like, oh, I want to, support a Democrat light plan. They win over the Hispanic vote. No. This guy has an actual issues page that focuses on the issues. Like, go to the economy. Just look at this. I'll link this in the description down below. You should read this entire issues page. But read this. He's talking about issues that do matter. That's not the correct one. Whoops. Where is it? Let's see here. Yeah, healthcare. This is the correct one. Excuse my French. You look at the issues, and this is what he's running on. He's focusing on issues that do matter. Not just, Democrat light plans like, oh, we're going to support an exact same plan of Obamacare. Like, no, he's like, hey, we need to encourage, more competition in healthcare. But at the same time, we must defend those with pre-existing conditions. Also, we need to use health savings accounts, aka an actual solution to healthcare. And you look at the rest of his issues page, and it is a phenomenal page, in my opinion. You look at stuff like water. I mean, the fact that this is an actual issue in California just shows how incompetent the state is. But he's focusing on issues that do matter to the voters in the Central Valley. And well, that's why he's going to win. And there it is, wage growth. This is a unique solution to wages. This here is how Republicans can win over working class Hispanics, working class whites. Instead of just saying, index the minimum wage to, the inflation or anything like that, he said, hey, why don't we offer, tax breaks? The companies that, say, hey, we'll give our employers a higher wage. This is a genius solution. So, workers get a higher wage. Businesses get a break if they pay the higher wages. This is a win for everybody. And again, this is an actual solution, not just we must raise the minimum wage by 1% each year. Like, no, this is an actual solution that most people would support. And this guy's ground game's nuts. I mean, he has like thousands upon thousands of people just barnstorming the area for him. It's nuts. Now, there is a caveat to all of this, however. The Republican establishment is so stupid that they're throwing all of their support behind this guy here, John Durant. This guy is a complete loser. And if he's the nominee, this Adam Gray guy is going to win this race by 15. This guy is such a loser. And if he is the nominee, guess what? The chance Republicans have had at gaining voters in the Central Valley is gone. This guy, all right, he is known by the Hispanics in this area as a plantation owner. Yeah, that's what the Hispanics think about this guy as a plantation owner, essentially. Because he did some very shady stuff with his farm. So go look up this guy's story. It's disgusting, very corrupt what this guy has done. And yeah, it's not that good. So I recommend everybody supports David Giglio for Congress. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, of course, go follow that mysterious Twitter account in the description down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.